Hello creative people, welcome back to the channel. This is Everly Green, I am a Spanish illustrator, and in my last two videos we talked about how to come up with beautiful color palettes and the meaning behind the colors we choose. So I think it's about time that we put that knowledge to good use, and that's why today and in the next couple of videos I will talk you through my illustrating process, from the way I make mood boards from inspiration to the way I apply color theory to my illustrations. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is to open a new canvas that will eventually become my final illustration as well. Since today I will be drawing one of my favorite characters from childhood, which is Barbie Rapunzel, I've gathered 3 inspo pictures for it. And to keep these images private and out of the final time-lapse, I like them as private photos. To do that, I'll tap on the wrench icon on the top left corner and then select Add, and then swipe left on Insert a Photo and choose Insert Private Photo. And I'm going to repeat this process for all 3 reference images. Now that I have my reference images in place, I can clearly see the core colors that define this character and make it recognizable. The pink and purple dress, the blonde hair, and her soft peach skin tone. So I'm going to select these hues as the foundation of my color palette, and I'm also going to add a darker shade of purple to them because I think it'll add some nice depth and contrast. So this is the basic palette that I will be using as a starting point, but keep in mind that I might make some adjustments to it when blocking the colors in my illustration so as to make the colors work nicely together. Now it's time to focus on the character's defining features to make her instantly recognizable. The first one is a no-brainer. Rapunzel is famous for her long braided hair, so that's a must include. I also love the shape of her dress with its kind of corset and puffy sleeves. And of course, we can't forget the magical brush that she used to craft her dress. I loved drawing when the film came out, and I was fascinated by it, and it was a childhood dream of mine to have one of those brushes. Also, since the dress is very sparkly, I think I can make the illustration feel a bit more magical if I add some sparkles that will be animated later on for a more dynamic effect. So this is what my mood board looks like, and as you can see, I prefer to keep it simple to avoid feeling overwhelmed. And I really like using mood boards as references because it allows me to see all the elements that I want to add to my illustrations. But I like to use them as references without cluttering my canvas, so I'm actually going to export this to my gallery. To do this, I'll tap on the wrench icon, and then I'll select Share, and then I choose JPEG. Now I'll choose the option to save the image to my gallery, and this way I can easily access it as a reference in Procreate. To use the image as a reference, I'll tap the wrench icon again, go to Canvas, and select Reference. Then a new window will pop up, and since we want the image of our mood board as reference, I'll tap on Image and select the mood board I just saved in my gallery. And there we have it. Now we can use the mood board as our reference picture, and we are ready to start our sketch. I'm really drawn to Rapunzel's pose in the first reference image, so I'll use that as inspiration. I want to recreate the magical moment when she uses her brush to create her dress. And for this part of the process, I will be using my custom sketch brush, but you can use the brush that you like the most. I always start by drawing the face of my characters, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. And now that the face is in place, I'll quickly sketch out the body. This part will be rough, as I'm just defining the overall shape and pose. I'm gonna focus on her arms, dress, and the position of the brush. With the basic outline in place, I think it's time to bring Rapunzel's iconic hair to life. So I want it to be very long and flowing, so I'm gonna start by sketching out the overall shape of the hair and the position of the braids. Now I'm gonna focus on adding some detail to the dress, and I'll start by defining the puffy sleeves and then sketch out the corset. And last but not least, in order to add a little touch of magic, I'll draw some kind of magical energy emanating from Rapunzel's brush. Now that the rough sketch is done, I'm going to go over it again, defining it a bit better and adding some more detail. But since I am not a huge fan of line art, I won't bother opening a new layer. I will simply draw on this one and erase any unwanted strokes later. And for this part of the process, I am still using my sketch brush. Once I'm happy with the overall sketch, I'll switch to the eraser tool using the same brush to clean up the lines, and this will help define the drawing and remove any unwanted strokes. Now I'm going to add some sparkles to the sketch. And there you have it, our Rapunzel sketch is complete. In the next video, we'll dive into blocking in the base colors and refining our palette. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more artsy videos. You can also follow my artistic journey on Instagram at Evergreen Art, where I post all my illustrations. Have a lovely day and see you in the next video. Bye!